Hey, so I want to walk you through this really cool funnel that I've been building. This is more of a personal video, by the way. If you just want to take some notes, I'm just really just sharing and documenting what's working for us at Vintscale and Spectre. By the way, we got cool Spectre merch. Look at this. This is not for sale yet, but we got T-shirts and hoodies and hats and stuff, and we're working on it anyway. So yeah, so this is one of the more interesting funnels. So this funnel did we spent 7K USD on ads and made just over $38,000 back on this. And this was last month. I've been meaning to talk about this, but I'm still really perfecting it, refining it. So I'm not like kind of putting this out there yet. And I don't really know, like the insane parts about this are obviously the month one return on ads, but also a 75% show rate and an 83% close rate for both B2C and B2B offers. Like this is, I don't know anybody. I know a couple of people. Like I'm one of the very few people who's doing an automated webinar. It's essentially a call funnel, but like this is like a really extended, not even a VSL. It's a literal webinar, but I don't know anybody who's doing these kinds of numbers at scale with like an 80+% close rate. Meaning, and this is cold traffic, by the way. So this essentially means is um, 8 out of 10 strangers through this funnel, I'm able to convince to give me money and pay me and to engage, right? And we're testing different price points. Uh, we're testing 2K. We're testing 8K. Testing 10K plus, 15K plus, right? And so there's a lot of stuff that I'm still refining. Obviously, this is pretty early on, but most of the folks, especially in the B2B space, are running like this would be a VSL right here. And by the way, I don't have any setters or closers on this. I'm probably going to do so soon, but like this is, I run this whole thing. I don't have any setters or closers on this because literally it doesn't take me much time to manage. I mean, I spend most of my time like optimizing the making ad creatives, because Andromeda, you got to make a bajillion creatives nowadays, and touching up the webinar and testing price points and things like that. How do I get this out of here? There we go. Cool. So yeah, so it's pretty interesting because we I didn't I was closing 2K, a 2K offer on this without ever taking a call. So it's just literally automated sales. But I noticed something weird. Like they were all kind of just sitting on the checkout page, and so I changed this from like this right here used to be. Can you see this? Yeah, this right here used to be like a checkout page, and then they were all kind of sitting on here and not pressing buy. And so I'm just like, okay, let me literally just change this to a call, and they can take the call with me directly. And that just literally blew, like that one change literally over a weekend blew the funnel up. So there's a bit more to this, but like this is the meat of the funnel, right? By the way, our cost per book call on the B2C side is pretty high, but like it all works out because the CAC is 728 and the ROAS is about 5.3. See what I mean? So like people get hung up on like the fact that like your cost per book call has to be a certain amount, but really your KPI, like the only things that really matter when you launch the funnel, the cost per book call is what matters. But like when this is starting to convert, really what you're monitoring is this down here, and then the ratio between this and then lifetime um, lifetime gross profit, right? And this is pretty healthy for us. I mean, it was low when you're selling a 2K product, because as you can imagine, you can just do the math versus this right here. But like an increased price has been pretty good, and like I've been testing a price increase without changing too much about this right here, and I've been like it's still been converting. Like this is been so effective right here in terms of building trust. And like I've had to make minor edits, but I haven't had to re-edit the entire thing. So like literally I would just adjust the price section and it's still working. So the amount of trust and the offer is up here versus the price. Like there's still a big discrepancy between the value and the price, which is really nice. But like I haven't seen anything work like this for cold traffic yet, and this has beat my best VSL by a mile, and I'm really good at making VSLs. I'm really good at making VSLs. But anyway, so this is like the general funnel. And this is gonna blow like this cost per book call is gonna shoot down right here when we get some setters on the team. But this is the funnel here. So we have the ad, right? So we have the ad, and then it goes straight to an opt-in. I think we're doing somewhere around 20% of everybody who lands on here from the ad converts. And then they got to go to the webinar. And there's a couple little steps in between, like they got to like sit in the waiting room, so on and so forth. But the webinar, and funny thing is, most people watch this on a mobile device, and most people don't catch this live; they catch the replay, which is really odd. Like people are watching this on an iPad. Like this is a good hour. This is an hour and a half, and then I don't like tell them to buy, or I don't pitch. Like I do the pitch, but like I'm pitching the nature of the offer. I'm not asking them to pull out their credit card. Instead of saying I'm driving them to a call to see if it's a good fit, because I realized also, like I was selling a lot of folks on like a small 2K starter offer, and it was just attracting the wrong people, like wrong, unserious, uncommitted people. And so as I'm sure you know, price is a great barrier for that, to get the worms out of the way. So another thing here is, so when they opt in, there's an email sequence that goes out, right? So there's a quick little email that gets sent here, and then this invites them to the webinar. And then if they leave early, or if they don't make it to the webinar live, like there is another series of emails that goes out over, whoops. So this is, how come this doesn't turn yellow? So there's email 1, email 2, and then email 3, 1 day each. And so over the course of 72 hours, right? And we don't get much traction from email 3. Obviously, as you can imagine, it's a diminishing return. But email 1, we've driven a lot of sales back to the webinar. It's not sales, but like traffic, back to the webinar and then onto the call. And so this has, and then remind me to talk about like the newsletter sequence. So this has driven, again, like this has been the least laborsome funnel I've ever built. And the least in terms of like labor. You know, I don't need a team for this. I run this pretty easily. It works with both B2C offers. I've tried VSLs for B2C. I've tried VSLs for B2B. I've done, okay on both of those. Organic, I've done really well, but for cold traffic, it's always tough because people know what a VSL is, and VSL doesn't provide much value. Like in this webinar, I'm really getting people up to speed, and the entire point of this right here is to take the trust from like a 0. Remember, these are complete strangers, to at least like a 7 or an 8, something like that. And then from there, we can do the closing. And I've been taking the feedback from these calls and then using that to adjust the webinar and the offer and so on and so forth, right? But this isn't like a pull out your credit card and buy right now. You got 5 minutes left. No, it's not like that. It's here's who I am. This is why you should trust me. Here's my credibility. Here's my offer. Here's what we'll do for you. Or by the way, here's how you get it done if you wanted to try it and do it on your own. But if you're smart, you should pair up with someone who knows what they're doing and has succeeded in this. And so here's the offer. Here's how I can help. Let's talk about it and see if it's a good fit. That's it. And so what I'm also doing now is when they opt in, I'm putting them into a newsletter sequence. This is not lighting up. I'm putting them into a newsletter sequence, and then this, you guys know how newsletters work. But this gives them like a good 30-day email flow, and they also get like my regular routine newsletters as well. Drive them back to YouTube so they can build trust. Because again, the only reason why someone doesn't want to book a call is because there's trust, or they just get blocked in like the type form. So I should actually adjust this. It doesn't go straight to a call. It doesn't go straight to a call. They have to actually apply right there. They have to apply and then book a call. Cool. So yeah, like this is replace, like at this amount of revenue for one funnel, by the way, one funnel, one kind of traffic. So it's one funnel, one kind of traffic. So it's cold traffic. And then really my job is right here, is to make more of these and to figure out what angles work for what people based on what level of awareness they are at. So this is it's really nice because by the time people come on this call, like I said, like, I just screenshotted this from one of our internal sheets here, 83% closed. And this will go down. Like, this is not the healthiest thing in the world. Like, it's not like the thing you should pride yourself on. It's cool, especially at this number right here, right? But this is a real green light, a real sign that we have the ability now to raise the price. And so when I saw this, I'm like, okay, it's price testing season, right? And though that isn't like the main constraint, like I could easily do like a Sam Ovens, Alex Becker kind of thing where like the whole point of this is just to break even and get leads into the funnel and then get a massive amount of leads on like a 2K product, kind of like an Iman Gadzhi thing. And then go for some sort of an upsell into like a full on 8K. So this is like a premium package. And then from here, do like a mastermind sort of thing. Right. But honestly, I like simplicity as much as possible. And I like one product, and I like working with one kind of person. And that's like a very serious, committed person. And you don't get that at the 2K range. You just don't. And I've learned my lesson. Like those people will destroy your business. They're just so unserious. Don't work with broke people. Anyway, so this is like I know John, I'm gonna butcher his last name. John, is it Petherby? Just type in like John automated webinar funnels and you'll see it. Like he's the only one I know who's doing this at scale, but I don't know anybody who's doing it with this kind of close rate. And so typically what like the B2B space, what's happening here, even the B2C, but the B2B space is like, it's a really typical call via cell funnel. And then like you have setters dialing the opt-in and your close rate is like between 15 and 30%. So you can see that even if we go down here by half, we're still beating like your most exceptional call or via cell funnel with like a fraction of the people needed. So the profit margins are just insane with this because we don't have to pay like a large amount of setters and closers. And this allows me to just dominate because I'm able to spend an insane amount of time making an insane amount of new ad creatives, which is what you need to win in Andromeda, in the day of Andromeda. Anyway, so this is cool. I just wanted to share this, and I'm still tweaking it. I'm still testing some stuff, price range, but like, if you want to know more about funnels, I run too many funnels. If you want to know more about funnels and kind of like the cool stuff I'm doing in the business, I just do this for fun. Automated webinar funnels to calls and stuff like that. Like this is great because like they kind of have to watch it, and only the most qualified people come out the back end. Still, there's another gatekeeper, which is the application form. We're gonna lower the cost per call a bit, so this is just gonna become even more profitable. Like I wanna get this up to like an 8x. I don't know how realistic that is in today's day and age, but I wanna sell like 10K plus packages off of this, especially on the B2B side. Yeah, I don't know anybody who's doing this. It just saves time, saves cost, profit margin shot up, CAC shot down. This is on the B2C side. But if it's on the B2B side, it might be 1,400, but even still, like 1400 off of a 8K or 10K package, right? You can see that this is still at least a 5x, right? All said and done, assuming PIFs and so on and so forth. But even still, like just the cash you collect up front, there's hasn't been a funnel like this that's allowed me to achieve these numbers at scale. Anyway, if you want to know more about this, just drop a comment. I might start talking about the funnels. Other than that, got nothing to sell you. See you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.